Sports Court with 13 on your side. The case. Should the Tigers have hired A.J. Hinch to lead the team?
Testimony.
Of course the Tigers should have taken this chance. They're in a rebuild. They need a manager who has proven that he can handle a young team and win at the highest level. Hinch has proven that he can do both, albeit under questionable circumstances, I do admit. The Tigers, they have to take what they can get. Hinch was, of course, the best candidate of a bad bunch.
I get what you're saying right here, but let me counter by saying, what are you thinking, guys? I mean, this guy has a checkered past. The Tigers themselves are in all sorts of problems. You think Tiger fans, it can't get any worse? Well, guess what? It can. That's why you have your developmental system. It's a young team. Why not call somebody up from the AAA level in Toledo? Quite frankly, it wouldn't be a bad thing if you take one of those guys, give them a little nurturing hand and keep the developmental system going. But there are plenty of other guys with plenty of other skills that can get it done. I think you want to stay as far away from a guy like A.J. Hinch as possible.
Cross-exam.
Jamal, how much egg would the Tigers have in their faces if, say, Hinch is involved in some other controversy?
You're certainly right. That is a risk that the Tigers have to take. He could be involved in another scandal, or he could have served his time already and decided to turn a corner. Hinch has already admitted that it is a great privilege to wear a major league uniform again. I don't think he's going to want to risk that. The Tigers could end up in a bad spot and be embarrassed again, but I'll counter with this. It's kind of hard to be more embarrassing than being the worst team in Major League Baseball year after year after year. Would you not agree?
Checkmate. Closing arguments.
The Tigers have been the worst team in Major League Baseball for 5 straight years. Of course, other teams might have picked first overall, but when you look at the totality of it, the Tigers have been miserable. Yes, it deserves taking a chance on a guy who's proven that he can win a ring, but he's also proven that he can get there without cheating. He won 2 pennants in Houston with the Astros, worked with a pitching rotation that had young starters. That's exactly the type of guy that the Tigers need as they hope to finally crawl out of the basement.
Jamal, I have no idea how to fix the Detroit Tigers. It is a massive overhaul, but I do know this. When it comes to cheating in baseball, there's no room for do-overs. Once you're a cheater, you're always a cheater. Look at the steroid users. Look at Pete Rose. They don't get second chances, so why does A.J. Hinch get a second chance?
The verdict. And now we turn the case over to you, the jury. Who made the better case? What's your take on it? What other case should we argue?
Head to Facebook after the show and let us know in the comments. And next week, we'll highlight some of your favorites.
Last week, we argued if Michigan can still win a national championship.
Aaron agreed with me, but he had his own reason. Of course they can win. That's why the tournament is called March Madness. All they need to do is get in, and anything is possible.
And Rob played both sides here. I'll be a coward and call this one a draw. U of M is one of so many teams that has a chance. Ask me again after the Big Ten tourney. Well, that's it, but we'll see you next week for another edition of Sports Court.